Death is calling me.
I think your movements have been too fast.
Oh Lord, Chieng.
This is one of the side effects from high altitude sickness. Look.
Oh
God,
Chieng.
that's the cell. This is the cell. You see that? You see that?
Hello everyone and welcome back to my travel channel. Today we're talking about altitude sickness and why you need to prepare for it when visiting Tibet. So, what is altitude sickness? There is less oxygen the higher the elevation you are. And when your body doesn't have time to adjust to the lower oxygen levels and the changing air pressure when you're high up in the mountain, you start feeling sick. Symptoms usually start around 2 to 12 hours and can go away after a couple of days. In severe cases, you may require medication, oxygen tanks, or traveling back down to lower elevations. Symptoms may include everything you see on the screen right now. I personally experience the asterisk ones, including a headache, dizziness, shortness of breath, lethargy, and reduced performance and coordination. It's insane to go from 0 elevation to 4,000 elevation by flying in, so we decided to take a 40-hour train ride instead, so our bodies would adjust in a gradual manner. So as we started the train ride in from Beijing, our bodies were starting to react to the pressure caused by the drop in oxygen levels. Our first stop was Lhasa, the capital of Tibet, which has an elevation of 3,560 meters, and the oxygen level is around 15%. So about 5 hours out of reaching Lhasa, Chieng started getting a nosebleed. This is because as the altitude increases, the pressure within the blood vessels exceed the outside pressure. This causes the blood vessels to rupture. Luckily, it didn't last too long and it only happened the one time. To prevent this happening to you, you can try saline nose drops or water-soluble nasal gels to keep nasal passages moist and running a humidifier in your room. On the train, they were selling us electrolytes that helped with high altitude, so naturally we bought the whole supply.
But apparently you're supposed to take these once per packet and 3 times a day if you feel that the altitude is getting to you. Oh, this is a lot.
We were given 3 big pieces of advice in surviving Tibet. 1, avoid anything that would potentially lead to a cold, because if we were to catch a cold, it would take significantly longer for us to recover at a high altitude, and then our trip would be entirely ruined. 2, walk very slowly so as not to use up too much oxygen. 3, stay hydrated, but also drink Coke or any carbonated drink. The carbonation stimulates mechanoreceptors, which are sensory nerves that respond to pressure changes. This is me arriving in Lhasa.
We have to walk slowly, can't be too excited because we're at high elevation right now. So we need our bodies to adjust. We don't want to shock our bodies because there's low oxygen levels. But I'm feeling pretty good. How are you feeling?
Yeah, good.
I do have a little bit of a headache though. I do feel like walking is making me out of breath.
Even though I was still feeling okay, I decided to try the local specialty, oxygen.
I'm trying oxygen for the first time.
Yeah, so whatever it is,
It
it'll
smells
all
kind of
say
toxic.
how
My head does feel better though. Okay, one more whiff.
Cherry blossoms! 2 hours into the trip and I was starting to really feel it in my head. I don't think fast walking with all the luggage helped.
My head is so pained right now.
One thing I hoped would give me short-term relief was extra oxygen. Oxygen pumps in Tibet are like crocodiles in Florida. They're everywhere and pretty cheap.
Should have to scan for 10 minutes of free air. Death is calling me.
I think your movements have been too fast. Then you need to slow it down all the way down to snail's pace.
Cans of oxygen are 10 RMB, which is
They're like
around
Darth Vader,
$1.70 USD, and in-room oxygen is free or really cheap. 3 hours in and I was dead. I desperately wanted to take headache tablets, but they needed to be eaten with food. So then this happened.
What you doing, so hungry. I need to eat so I can eat my medicine because I can't eat it on an empty stomach. But our food's not out because we have to listen to this whole talk, and they have to like bring the food out after you listen to the talk. But I didn't know that coming into the restaurant, and so these lovely ladies have offered to give me their food so I can eat.
The headache tablets worked wonders. It took 15 minutes to kick in and it lasted for 6 hours. We continued to stay in Lhasa on day 2 and I still felt like crap. I struggled to walk up long flights of stairs without losing my breath. My headache was back and I was feeling very lethargic for most of the day. I survived by taking headache tablets, slowing down my pace and drinking lots of water. Unfortunately that night, the headache came back just before bedtime, so I resorted to inhaling a crap ton of oxygen, and even that didn't help. I couldn't fall asleep for 2 hours. I still feel like crap. Good morning, it is day 3 in Tibet, and we are on our way to Ningzhi, which is a city that is east of Lhasa. The elevation is going to increase up to 4,000 meters. Which I'm already struggling with, so good luck to me. We're gonna stay there for the night. That's where all the cherry blossoms are. Apparently there's a field of 10,000 cherry blossoms and I'm very excited about that. Why go to Japan when you can go to Tibet for cherry blossoms? For our toilet break, we got to experience a real treat. My heart is not able to handle it. Quite a scenic place for a toilet. Stop. A toilet with a view through a hole. A lot of crap.
There was a pair of underpants, down there somewhere. A toilet and lost their underpants down there. Yeah, men's underpants.
Size 10 if you're looking.
Like nappy style ones, what do you call them?
I didn't dare look. I was afraid I was going to throw up if I looked at them. So yes.
Welcome to day 4, fam.
Last night I was so sick. It just exhausted the hell out of me. I was ready to pass out. I took a sleeping tablet so I could sleep through the night. However, I still ended up waking up this morning at 6 a.m. but I forced myself to go back to sleep. And then we woke up again at 8 and my head is actually spinning. I woke up with the biggest headache and even more tired. At least the other days when I didn't take sleeping tablets, I woke up with a headache, but I wasn't tired. I was like ready to conquer the day and my brain would not stop thinking and working and like needing to do stuff. But this morning I just felt really drowsy and I had a headache and I just wanted to go back and crawl into bed. But one cannot do that in Tibet on a tour.
So I'm happy to report that by day 5, my altitude sickness had pretty much subsided. So to recap, here are the top 5 things you can do to avoid severe altitude sickness when you go to Tibet. 1. Take the train and do not fly in. 2. Do not shower for 3 days. 3. Walk very slowly. 4. Hydrate. Drink lots of water or Coke. 5. Bring headache tablets and use oxygen where needed. If you thought that video was fun to watch, you might also like this video right here, where I explore the biggest underwater restaurant in the world in Phuket, Thailand. I'll see you there, and do not forget you can subscribe right here. Have a great day. See you soon.